forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, good evening to you out there on another chilly evening across central Illinois. It's going to take a look outside on the roofing.net Bratcher weather camera. Clear skies, willing to allow for those temperatures to once again tumble, and you can see those clearing skies out there as temperatures are now down into the mid-40s in Champaign. We've got 47 degrees over in Springfield and pulling onto a stronger 53 in Effingham. As we go throughout the course of tonight, we're thinking maybe those upper 20s in a few spots to begin your Tuesday. The winds become a bigger story later this week. We do have a nice warm-up to tell you about. We'll show you just how warm we get and when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
One brother is dead and another is facing prison time. Now their family is trying to cope through the grief. And it was a moment in time caught on camera, how a U of I student was at the center of an extortion scheme.
You've been told to wear a mask. Which city is talking about finding those who don't?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
This ain't no thug kid that's just out here, you know, making poor decisions.
But he's paying the price either way. A man is facing weapons charges after police say he tried to take his little brother's murder investigation into his own hands. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons in for Jennifer. Camryon Wilson was arrested after he showed up at a Champaign apartment with a gun. He told police he was looking for revenge for his brother's death. His brother, 16-year-old Garyonte Brown, was shot and killed on Thursday. Police have since arrested someone else for the crime. 18-year-old Calvin Williams is being charged with murder. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live in our newsroom tonight. Courtney, the victim's family dealing with a lot here.
Absolutely, Jessica, and they're really hurting. I spoke to the boy's mother, and she lost one son on Thursday, and another was arrested. She feels his possible punishment is too high for what she did, but others say this is what needs to happen to make this stop.
It's disheartening, right, that Cam is caught up in that now. And it's disheartening that his brother is gone.
A story that started with 16-year-old Garyonte Brown's death seems to keep getting worse. Now his 20-year-old brother, Camryon Wilson, is behind bars.
I think being caught up in the moment, I mean, none of us, I don't think, know how to deal with death and somebody shooting up in your house.
U of I professor William Patterson knows Wilson well. He brings this bus around Wilson's neighborhood.
He said, I would love to learn engineering. That's what I want to go to school to do.
Wilson was arrested after he showed up at an apartment with a gun the day after his brother was killed. He told police he was there to get revenge for his brother's death. Instead of finding his brother's killer there, he found police interviewing people.
And that is just something that we simply cannot tolerate. That is why this gun violence is snowballing on and on and on.
But Patterson says the problem is much larger and can only be fixed by investing more in people like Wilson.
Champaign, Urbana needs to say that we are failing black kids. It just own that, and then people need to do something about it. So now we have a young man just sitting, you know, with his in a situation that could follow him for the rest of his life. And I say that we can do something about changing that, and it starts with him and others like him, and saying, you know what, you screwed up in terms of having guns and all that, but we want to help you do something better.
Wilson has no criminal history, but he could face 3 to 7 years for these weapons charges. I talked to his mother, and she thinks his bond of $500,000 should be lowered and said he was just reacting to his emotions. She added that she's preparing to bury one son while also trying to get the other out of jail. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Courtney, thank you so much. Other news tonight, U of I police are investigating after a student reported that he was the victim of an extortion scheme. WCIA 3's Jared Farmer breaks down what happened and shares some advice from police.
On Saturday, police say a student engaged in a consensual sex act through an internet chat room with someone he met online. Things went south when he later learned that he was recorded without his knowledge. He says the offender threatened to share the video online unless the student paid ransom. It's a situation one student we talked with found disturbing.
That's certainly an injustice. That individual was wronged, and we should all take great care in how we use these apps to meet up with individuals, and certainly suspicious characters.
University police say while this issue is uncommon, it isn't new. Police have previously warned students about the dangers of interacting with strangers online. They're telling students to be especially careful because you never know who's behind the other screen. University police say that if you are in a situation where your information is being used for extortion, under no circumstances should you give them any money.
Once you pay them the first time, that's not going to make them stop. They'll say, we want $3,000 now, you pay them $3,000. They'll come back later for another $3,000, $5,000. They'll keep coming until you stop paying.
They say the best way to avoid getting in these situations is to be careful about what you do online, no matter who it's with. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, report it to the police immediately. In Champaign, I'm Jared Farmer, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Police say you can also reach out to the counseling center after speaking with them to help manage any stress. Eastern Illinois University is mourning the loss of one of its football coaches. The university tells us 30-year-old Joe OROZCO died over the weekend. He was the director of football performance. He's been with the university for almost 2 years and was one of Coach Adam Cushing's first hires. Cushing says, quote, "I'm heartbroken and cannot find the words to express my feelings about Joe." For the full statement, you can visit our website, WCIA.com. A cause for OROZCO's death has not been released.
Now for a look at today's COVID-19 numbers. 37 more people have died in Illinois. That includes a woman from Iroquois County. The state's death toll is now more than 10,700. There are more than 1,100 new cases in the state. That makes over 585,000 total. The 7-day positivity rate is now 14.7%. Macon County's health department is recommending schools switch to remote learning through January 15th. The positivity rate there is increasing and is now over 16%. The Decatur School District is already fully remote. Other districts are just now figuring out their plans moving forward. The health department is also asking people to keep holiday gatherings to small groups of immediate family. Churches are also being asked to switch to virtual worship services. The city of Decatur could soon fine people who don't wear masks. That is, if council approves a new ordinance requiring face coverings throughout the city. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in Decatur, where city leaders are talking about this right now. And Jennifer, they laid out some very specific guidelines.
Jessica, they certainly did. The ordinance would require everyone who lives in Decatur to wear a mask when around other people outside of their homes. Some examples of this include when you're going out shopping at stores or picking up food from drive-thrus or other restaurants, traveling on public transportation, interacting with people at work, places of worship, or any other collective activity. Now, there are some exceptions to the mask ordinance. Children under 2 don't have to wear masks. And when you are participating in physical activity that's socially distanced, like walking or running, and also when eating or drinking in public. Now, the city would require businesses to monitor this and refuse service to people who violate the ordinance if they do not qualify for those exceptions mentioned. And those who do not comply will face a penalty of a fine. The first offense would be $50, ranging all the way up to $500 for following offenses. Now, if the city council approves this ordinance change, it would go into effect until further notice. That meeting is happening right now, and they are set to discuss it in just a few minutes. So we will bring you the result of that vote on this ordinance tonight at 10 o'clock and on our website at WCIA.com. Live in Decatur, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jennifer, we'll see you again at 10. Thanks so much.
Hospital beds in Illinois continue to be filled with COVID-19 patients. The hospitals are not overflowing yet, but several are short on staff and working to create space for the sick. Memorial Hospital Group runs 5 hospitals in Illinois, has 300 staff in quarantine or isolation right now. Roughly 270 caught COVID or were exposed to COVID outside of the hospital in a small group gathering.
I'm more limited by staff than I am physical rooms. Because just like the presence of COVID in the community is making other people sick, some of those people are my staff. And so if I have nursing staff and front-end staff who get sick and have to be sidelined for 14 days, that limits my ability to fully utilize all the rooms and the beds physically that I have.
Now, he also addressed reports Decatur Memorial Hospital was holding patients sick with COVID-19 in the ER. He said sometimes it takes a while to discharge patients from other rooms, appearing to acknowledge the logistical issues.
It was a big first win for the Illini on Saturday, and it was also a day for a couple of Big Ten honors, also tonight.
We're lucky to have so many opportunities for capital expenses.
The state is dealing out millions to help rebuild downstate Illinois, while Champaign-Urbana is getting a big chunk of that change.
Kevin's really windy this weekend, but kind of felt nice outside today.
Yeah, today was a nice little bounce back. You know, when you don't have 55 mile-an-hour winds out there, it's going to feel a lot warmer, and it's exactly what happened. But we actually did have a temperature get to 57 for a high, which is well above the normal and nowhere near the records there. Just start out at a cool 29 this morning. Coming at you after the break. More details about how tomorrow's going to be a cooler day, how the winds are going to return. And we'll talk about some more precipitation for the weekend when we come back.